Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. My buddy Rhett, and we got an almond for Rhett. There you go, girl. It is 8:48. I got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And we are working on, let me hit npm, type in npm start. We are working on an Angular 3JS application. I believe it's Angular 21. And I have a problem. And it's a problem that I've had for a long time. And I thought I didn't have the problem anymore. I thought I had been cured of the problem, but I definitely have not. And that's that I cannot figure out how to avoid the cyclic renderer issue. And so basically, the problem is that I need to get data. Like, okay, I want to delete a scene, but a scene is part of a renderer object. And the, a scene could have, like, the renderer is its parent, but it can have more than one parent. And so when I want the ability to delete the scene in a scene service, but I don't want to delete the scene if the what am I trying to say? I don't want to delete the scene if it's being used in another renderer. Now, the problem is that when I the render service is the one that would know if the scene's being used in multiple renderers. Like, the scene doesn't have a list of renderers, the renderer has a list of scenes. So I need access to the renderer service from the scene service, but we didn't get, but it's throwing an error when I do that. So, like, it looks like, yeah. So right now, so if I hit F12 right now, I'm getting the error, and it's this. So ng0200, 0200, blah, 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 blah. So if I take this, and I've never done this before, or I don't think I've done this before, maybe but so I thought I had figured out how to avoid this. It was like, oh, okay, if I have like a for root service and another for root service, I can make another static service that injects this, and I can inject this little static class into my for root service. I really thought that was true, and I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure I took like a whole week to sit there and work on this stuff, and then that now it's not true anymore. And so in all likely there is an outside chance that something changed since then, but I don't think so. I think I have a misunderstanding. I misunderstood something. Not a particularly unusual thing. Definitely happens from time to time, and it's like it's just something you just have to learn how to deal with as a person, as a human being. And that's very difficult for most human beings that I know, is to deal with, like, I totally thought something, and now I'm finding out it's true. Okay. The other thing that we did is we used AI. I'd used heavy AI when the last time when I did stuff, and now that I did this, I went to Chrome. I mean, not Chrome, to Google, and I just pasted this in here, and then this thing came up, and then um, last time, but it's weird because I last time I got like a AI. Yeah. So I got something along these lines. I don't know what this is about, but that is pretty cool. Um, Not now. Okay, so now this is so much better um than something around like inject service B and service B inject service A. Yeah, so this is what it's doing. It looks like this is kind of what I was trying to do, but it also looks like it happens a lot more than just that. Um, So, but what really disappoints me about when I was using ChatGPT is that I don't think it ever even offered this solution. Maybe it did. I don't think it did though. Forward ref, because I've seen forward ref in a lot of places I've worked, and I think it would have popped out at me. And that's probably my biggest problem with ChatGPT is I do think that it tends to sort of shelter you, tries to shelter you. It's kind of like the nanny state of uh, of AI. So it looks like, ooh, turn this injector. So apparently I can get, see, I don't think it offered this one. I don't think it offered this one. Um, so, so it's saying there's three things. And I think this is all ChatGPT sort of was focused on is refactored with a shared service, extract the shared logic that both services need into a third independent service. Both original services can then inject the new service without depending on each other. And then number two is use forward ref. Use forward ref if you cannot refactor uh, the function to allow Angular to refer to class that hasn't been defined yet. So apparently this is something that you could do. Note this is often considered a workaround for poor design and should be used sparingly. And then inject. And I feel like whenever Angular or whenever ChatGPT kind of gives you like this sort of note, it's very judgy. It's usually, it has like the disgusting judgmental sort of overtones to it. This is just like, hey, by the way, just so you know, inject the injector. Instead of injecting the service directly, inject the injector and fetch the service only when needed. So that's pretty cool. And actually, to me, this one makes a lot of sense because what it's saying is, because I don't really need the service until I need it. And it's just like, it's kind of like a real pain. Um, and then there was like another thing to use tokens or something like that yesterday that's gone today. And I do think that like the downside to this AI in this thing is that you like it's not conversational, so I can't just start narrowing it down. But in some way, I don't even think ChatGPT could care less as I narrow things down. So, but I feel like if I asked, okay, how do I use forward ref? But I think this is the one I want to use. I think I like this concept of getting a reference to the injector. And honestly, I don't think so because the reasoning isn't because I think this is the best solution. I think it's the most interesting solution. And I think it is a solution that will help guide me understand the injector a little bit better. I feel like if I had a better understanding of the injector, a lot of my confusion and stress would go away. Anyways, it is 8:57. I have to go to work. I have to get to work in 3 minutes, and today should be a very interesting day for me. I think I have a really important PR coming up, and my boss man's gonna review that, so that's gonna be fun. And then I'm getting started on a new project that is kind of like got super super important to my boss, and I think to our organization. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.